Okay, we are now recording, and this is the October meeting. It is October, right? Right. November yet? It's the October meeting of the ELA LLA Book Collaborative. So we'll get started, see if anybody else joins us along the way. I do have a few kind of general announcements to try to keep us within the time frame. I probably won't make all the announcements, but I'll send out some emails with some updates to everybody otherwise, so that we can jump in kind of to the meat of the meeting that I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about our library and book donations and some of the different emails that have come out. There was the idea for the vending machine that Stanetta Anthony, one of our authors, sent to me. People are doing some really interesting kind of things and giving me different ideas. And Dave and I have had a couple of interesting contacts over the last week that we want to share with you guys, and thinking that maybe we can start to pull all of those ideas together that benefit all of us. And I also know some of you folks have been in direct contact with Piper's Key. Who has been, you guys have, I think Travis has, I know, Megan, you have, Isai, your book isn't quite within their mission, I don't believe, but there are several other books in the collaborative that are, so that's been a great organization to connect with. So lots and lots of stuff going on in kind of just our perimeter, things that are happening, so I thought I'd share that. But I would be remiss if I didn't announce right off the bat that we have a newly published author in our mix.
Yes.
So Megan down here in the corner.
Right, Megan. Congratulations, Megan.
Yeah, so
Great.
she is our newest author, and I'm just going to bring up, let's see if I can bring it up real quick, but maybe I don't have it brought up. Megan is,
I have it
right there, Megan. I thought I had it brought up. So Megan is the newly published author of Super Special Magic Shoes. You want to just tell everybody real quick what it's about, Megan?
It's just a cute little book about wearing leg braces. So it's all about first person. This is actually my daughter.
Braces on her legs.
A picture of her, but this is what she looks like. If you can
beautiful.
The character, thank you. The character is based off of my daughter, and it's just a sweet little rhyming story about how great it is to wear leg braces, like why you wear them, how great it is to wear them, and she enjoys wearing them because there are no leg braces. There's 2 books that I saw about leg braces, and I think there's a few more out there now, but nothing that's written in a way that makes leg braces, really cool. And I will say, most of Isabella's friends want a pair of magic shoes now. So just
awesome.
That's awesome.
So,
Cool.
It just was published last month, and I've been kind of slow getting it out there, but I've had a lot of great feedback already. I've had her ordered a bulk order to give his patients already. And then 2 of the biggest bracing companies, SureStep and Cascade DAFO, have contacted me, and I'm kind of in the midst of talking to them about my book, and if I don't know if they'll promote it. I'm not quite sure what we'll do, or if they'll actually buy copies, or what will happen. But so I have some good stuff. And our local hospital here, Akron Children's, is interested in the book. I've been talking to the VP of PR, and so she is excited about the book, and so I'm really excited. I've had a good turnout. So
that's great.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome. And Megan went with a printer that I have used and had recommended in the past. It's Zip Publishing, and Zip Publishing does softcover books. They don't do hardcover books. And his name is Bob Sims, who owns the company, and he loves working with first-time authors. And I think you had a pretty good experience with Bob.
Were fantastic. They were so sweet. We emailed back and forth, and then I also talked to him on the phone. And I live close enough to Columbus. I'm like a 2-hour drive. So my first order, I drove down and picked it up just because I needed it so quickly. I did my first author signing and reading, so I needed to have a big bulk order, before they could ship it to me. So, but they do shipping, and I think I ordered 100 books just to kind of get me started, and I only have 15 left. So
that's awesome.
I just a week ago. So
wonderful.
Yeah, and Piper's Key. I don't know if you guys know, but Jessica is actually one of my friends. That's how I kind of got everybody involved.
Oh,
Okay.
And I met her through Facebook, and we kind of met over books. She was looking for books about special needs, and
wow.
she lives in Hudson, the same city I do. And so we met up for coffee and just like instantly hit it off. We both have daughters the same age. And so I told her that she needed to contact Sherry. And then Sherry from there was able, and actually Travis, she is an audiologist in the school system. So I had told her about your book the
I
first
think
day.
she told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd forgotten.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but she's been fantastic, and she is really growing very quickly. I mean, she's
Yeah.
getting a lot of people asking for books, and so yeah, it's definitely a good thing to be involved in. So
Yeah, and we featured Piper's Key in our last newsletter, and she's on our website for the last couple of months under the community kindness tab, who's doing great things in the community. So she's definitely one of them, but she's been really supportive to us. And I think Stanetta Anthony, who's one of our authors, about a dog with a lame paw, maybe even a missing paw, I believe, is she's made contact with her and reached out and is purchasing some books from her as well. So Piper's Key was a great connection for several of the authors in the
Yes.
mix. So I'm glad. But anyway, back to you, Megan. Congratulations. And it sounds like you're having some wonderful success. And you have there's lots of opportunities there for you with pediatric rehabilitation clinics and
yes.
specific PTs and,
Yeah.
orthotic makers and things like that. So good. The world's your oyster right now, lady. You got.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I didn't really know what to expect. And, well, I've been talking to you for months about getting my book done. I just thought,
Yeah.
and it just took time. And I'm just happy it's done. And anything that happens from here, I'm just excited. Isabella is so proud of her book. She's already taken it to school.
Good.
Gave one to her classroom. We gave one to the principal, and the principal was so cute. She's setting up a table in their entryway of the school and like having the book on this table. And she's like,
Good.
I want to bring it in. And yeah, so they've been really sweet.
That's
Good.
fantastic.
Good for
Yeah.
you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Great, Megan. No, so we're all real happy and proud of you. So great things. Secondly, I'm circling if several have contacted many of you. I think everybody so far. Megan, you're new to this, but I am gone back to folks for another round of purchasing books
Yeah.
from folks for donations. We've made 12 solid donations to schools and libraries so far, and I have another 2 more pending right now. And we're doing some more advertising in the upcoming October newsletter. All I had to put in the tagline was, "We're giving books away."
Yeah, I would fit.
And we got some response for that. So,
All right. Awesome.
so what was unique is in the first kind of go around with that, they were selecting certain books. They only want, we want a book about this, we want a book about that. So they were kind of handpicking, the librarians or the teachers were, which books they wanted. And I asked, and I realized quickly that they might all ask for like one particular book, and I don't have it in stock. Because I only purchased this kind of small amounts from all of you just to keep some inventory. So what I was doing was asking them for pick your 5 books as your first choice, and then 5 more as your second choice.
Oh,
If
cool.
I didn't have that inventory, then I just substituted the books for them, and that seemed to work out well.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm getting low on inventory, so I'm going back now and asking for some more books from all of you guys. I wish I could buy lots and lots more, but I'm buying from 25 different authors, so I have to kind of, spread the wealth around. But I know, Lauren, I think we're getting together on Monday, right, to get
Yep.
your,
Yep.
so that's coming along real well, and I'm using the same tagline on the next newsletter. So might as well.
It ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
That's right.
If any of you guys, and Lauren actually turned me on to Staples. I don't know
Yes.
how many of you do readings at preschools or do library readings, but I've done them in the past. And in the past, what I've done is I've taken the PDF files of my pages, and my books all have 2-page spreads. So the picture, as you know, goes over 2 pages. I've actually enlarged them to poster size and then just put them on foam board. And if I go to like a preschool or if I go to a library where it's a small group, but maybe, you know, a little bigger than, you know, reading to 1 or 2 children, I want more children to be able to see the story. Hi, Ornella. I've made them into size.
Hi, Ornella.
Hi, Ornella. Good to
Good.
see you. I've made them into poster size and used them for readings. So I just have a new book out and I started looking at the prices again for posters, and Staples was great. You can get a 2-page spread of a poster made of it for like $10. So if you have and I actually, the more pages that you make with them, the cheaper it goes down as well. So say you have a 24-page book that has 2-page spreads, and I'm not talking about the title page or the dedication or anything, so just the actual meat of the story, that would be 12 posters, and you can get them for like $9 and $10 each. So for like $150 or less, you can have your book put on a nice storyboard, you know, in a nice poster format to show it more intimate setting. So I do preschool groups that are around 13, 14 children. And that just makes it nice that you can hold it up and read it, you know, together. So I know a lot of the schools have those. You've seen those oversized books that they have. They have their books printed in real big pages. This is kind of like that, but it's just in a glossy poster size on foam board. And it's worked out really well. For bigger presentations or bigger readings, I actually have my stories on a flash drive, and I have a projector, but a lot of the schools have whiteboards or their own projectors that you can just stick your flash drive on and read to like 200 children if you wanted to, and then you've got it all up on a big screen for them. So there's just some different options to be thinking about, but just Staples right now is a really good deal if you want to get any posters made, or maybe you just want to have a poster made of the cover of your book or something for marketing. Some really good deals over there. And if you're a member or get the rewards, it doesn't cost anything to sign up. You get like 20% off or something. And I had a coupon on top of that. So I walked away with like $80 for all of my story done. I mean, it was pretty darn good by the time I kept, you take this coupon, or you take that coupon.
Yep.
It was pretty good. Just food for thought on that. The October newsletter is coming out this weekend. Thank you to folks that have sent me some pictures already. What I want to start doing is adding a little section, and I think I'm just going to call it, you know, Authors Around Town or something like that. I'll come up with a little catchy name. And it'll just be some pictures of what some of the different authors are doing. So for one, it'll let our readers know that we're out in the community and this is what we're trying to do, spreading kindness by going to our book signings. I did a holiday craft fair this weekend, and other people are doing public speaking events and things like that. So we're showing our readers, but it also will inspire us to maybe do something different that we hadn't thought about doing before. And I'm going to put Isai on the spot right here because Dave and I saw that you did this drive-through book giveaway.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
It was cool, I have to admit. You know, you always want more. At least I do. I always want more. So
How did it work? What did you do?
So, you know, schools have a drop-off that they drive through, and I'm blessed in that my family is in education. So I have a niece who's a principal at an elementary school, and I had some books donated. I have a friend who has a small foundation, and we, you know, funnel the money through a nonprofit to buy these books to give away, which was awesome. And so we just offered them to the community and to the schools. And we said, you know, come on and drive through and we'll sign a book for you. And we had over 50 families kind of drive through and we signed the books for everybody. It was nice. It was very nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds really great.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, and then my niece went all out. She printed a big, she has a big poster printer in her school. And so she printed a copy of the book and actually made one on a pallet, you know, just a regular pallet. She wrapped it with the book cover and stood it up and had balloons and the yard signs. And made it quite a big deal for the community and the kids to come out. And then the following week, I actually went and read to her fourth graders, many of who had already gotten the book. And so it was awesome.
Yeah, well, you'll see it
Good
in
for
the
you.
newsletter, but here's Isai kind of leaning into a car that's driving through, handing them the book. It was awesome.
Yeah, good for you. Did you ask them, did they want fries with that?
No, but they did get goodie bags. They got popcorn.
Oh, nice.
So when I said they went all out, they went all out. Yeah, they even had popcorn.
Awesome.
Wow. Well, we thought it was brilliant. So we actually talked about maybe in the spring. In New England, the weather's a little chilly right now
Yeah.
to do something like that. But maybe in the spring, using some of our authors' books to do that, to actually have so what I was thinking is if we had a local bank that wanted, as people, as people come into the bank or whatever, and just they have a natural circle, where people come in and go back out again, and maybe have the bank host it or sponsor it and buy some of our books and then just hand them out, advertise and hand them out right in the bank parking lot. So
Oh, wow. Very cool.
that's
Yeah.
a great idea.
Hmm.
So good for you. Well, thank you for seeing all the more reason to share this kind of stuff, because that's a great idea
Yeah, we're gonna somehow try to roll with something like that, Isai.
for
Yeah,
sure.
that's perfect. That's awesome.
And speaking of doing things in the community, this is just a great time of year, and you probably already know this, but I can't tell you enough. This is a perfect time to be marketing, because people are truly looking for gifts. I made a deposit in the bank today, and the woman I said, oh, I've been busy this weekend, did a craft fair. And she's like, oh, what do you make? I said, I'm a children's book author. Really? Oh my God, that's so exciting. So of course I had a card, oh, here's my card, here's my website.
Yeah.
So just get the word out, because people are looking for holiday gifts right now. And I did a craft fair this weekend, which was at a church. And you would think that fairs that are holiday fairs that are at schools are good. And for the most part, they are. But if you haven't done a church fair, I highly recommend doing that. One of the biggest, when you start to look at some of your market, it isn't just parents with young children, it's grandparents. It's grandparents. And just about all of my book sales on the 2 day, I did 2 days of events, they were almost all grandparents
Wow.
looking to buy, so market to grandparents, because they're really, really interested, and church fairs are wonderful. Have you guys signed up for any events over the holidays at all?
I do have one scheduled in November 20th.
Okay.
It will be at a church. It will be my first time to go to do an in-person event. And I'm curious to know, if you have tried to do the fair, how many books do you have to bring? I'm thinking from
To
one.
bring with you?
Yeah.
So Lauren, how many do you take when you do fairs and stuff?
I try to bring as many as I can. So I would say we have 2 books that we have. So I would say, at least 40, 50 books. It's a good way, you want to bring more just in case, because you're always, if you only bring 30, you'll be sorry. And if you bring a little more, it's not going to kill you. You can leave it in your car even. It's
Right.
the best way to do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Sherry, when she goes, I mean, what do you usually bring?
So I
60?
I was going to say, I usually bring around 30 of each book. Now I've got 4 books. So I usually
Okay.
bring about 30 to 35 of each, but I always bring more because I use them to decorate the table. Like
Right.
I'll take a stack of, 10 books and then stand up one on top of them. And then I'll take a stack of 15 and put another. So just to get some height. So I use them for decoration as well, to stage the table.
Yeah,
Very creative.
You can't do that with soft cover though.
It's tough
They
with soft
fall
covers.
right
right?
down.
Yeah,
They
they
do
do.
with soft cover.
So mine are hardcover, but yeah, so it does like kind of stage the table. What about you guys? Travis, have you done fairs?
I've never done it actually, but I've been kind of doing a little research, and I've seen a number of about 3 to 5% of the audience or the crowd that's there will purchase from you. I don't know how accurate that is, but if you happen to know how large the crowd will be, you can kind of calculate it a little bit, how many books you might sell.
Well, it's interesting because, Sherry's been doing this, like, we've tapered down a little bit with fairs, but she's still doing them. So it's funny, if I'm working my regular day job, I go into the phone booth and I change into my day job. And she's doing a fair. Once in a while, she might squeak out a text, and she said to me that she was killing it with sales. And she said, all the other vendors are giving her the hairy eyeball.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes you'll go and all of a sudden it just doesn't click. But then the next week you may have a fair and grandparents galore.
Yeah.
So it's like anything
Yeah.
else. It could be feast or famine. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Like Ornella, you could have your first fair could show up and you're not making as many sales as you thought, but you're also going to try to work with your delivery.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for you. So, don't be discouraged if it doesn't turn out the way you want. But Sherry starts to work on, how to get people in, obviously a less aggressive way. She might compliment them on their pocketbook or something.
Yeah.
But then, and then a month
Right.
later, you may have another fair and you may kill it in a month. So it's
And
going to
you
be
want
up
to
and down.
fill your pipeline. You want
Yeah.
to fill a pipeline, so you might get some really great referrals for
Yeah.
readings and things of that nature. We've done that a lot at fairs. It's the way I look at it. Make some
Yeah.
good contacts.
Yeah, I actually ended up picking up another fair. Somebody had visited the table, so they invited me to their fair, which is another great church. That one's a school fair. And then I got a school reading out of it. And, you can sell a number of books, any number of books at a school reading. So, but two hints, and you guys that have done these before. Number one, you need a hook.
Yeah.
And number two, there is a little trick that I'll share with you. And what I mean by a hook is if somebody's walking by your table, think of a way to pull them to your table. And I might say, and it might be for me something as simple as, have you heard about Ella's Way? And they go, oh, no, they'll stop. No. But I've also used, wow, that's a beautiful scarf.
Yeah.
Or, oh my,
Do that all the time.
I love that Vera Bradley purse that you're carrying. I haven't seen it in that color before. And then they'll be all, oh, thank you. And they'll come, now, what is it that you do, dear? You got to have a little bit of a hook to get them to stop and come in. So be fearless with that. Just be fearless. All
Yeah.
you're wanting to do is get them to set their sight on your table.
Yeah.
So
Can I
think about
interject
any hook.
1 second on that? And there's another reason why that's very successful, because people feel uncomfortable approaching your table when there's nobody there, because they're concerned about all of a sudden nobody there. And when they start to engage, are they worried about a hard press by you? So
Right.
if you get somebody to your table, they feel more comfortable. People want to be able to just kind of saunter over when there's
Right.
already somebody there. So
Yeah.
you could just, very innocuously throw out something about,
Somebody
your
else.
sweater or something, but then somebody else may come over because they don't feel like they have to engage directly with you. And then people love to be involved with something that's successful. So if there's 2 or 3 people there, then they come over to listen.
Right.
And they like to be able to deal with that. They don't want that nobody around, one-on-one can be intimidating. So if you get them over in one way, other people will come over because they don't feel intimidated about it. And then boom, you get more people.
Yeah. So that's the other piece I was going to share. So that is the trick. If someone comes to your table and you can talk with them for a while, watch, someone else will come to your table because now they feel more comfortable. So you'll see that, and you see it at other people's tables too. They will come over when there's somebody else there. And that's okay. You want that, that's very natural for that to happen. So then there might be a third person that comes over because now they think, oh, what's going on over at that table? That looks interesting. There's 2 people over there.
Jerry's tired of listening to that mantra, but it's no different than if you go by a small little sub shop and you see a lot of cars and say, wow, that must be a good sub shop.
Right.
People see more
Yeah.
people and they assume that's got to be successful.
Yeah, right. And
And
do you bring a card reader just for those who bring card for?
I do.
Square,
Yeah,
like
I
a
do.
square. Yeah.
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 And where should I get it? I have no clue about it.
You can get it through your bank. Go to, it's squareup.com. Is that the name? Are you guys using Square?
Yeah, I
think
use
it's
Square.
Square.com or
Yeah, I
something
just
like that.
ordered it and they sent it
Find
for free. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I ordered
free.
mine last week and I got it in like 3 days and
Yeah.
Wow,
already used it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
thank you so much.
And right now, well, I know for us, because of so much of the shipping is being held up and everyone's saying that there's gonna be a shortage of toys and everything else for Christmas. Books are, people are buying books for kids for Christmas, and you're there and, you
Mhm.
make sure and let them know, this is a great Christmas gift, or a great holiday gift or,
Yeah.
Yep.
because right now I was offered a table for free at it was an adult professional mixer. It wasn't even anything about kids. And I was surprised. I sold a few books, made quite a number of contacts because people were buying them for kids for Christmas already.
Yeah, it's a
The
gift.
only hold up I had is, I have a stuffed animal for my book that I'm having developed. It's not here yet. And everyone's like, we need the duck. We need the duck. It's on a slow boat from China, but it'll get here.
Literally.
So who did you make a stuffed animal? Because I want to make a doll out of my character for my book. And I've been trying to figure out like who to use or what to do. And
There's some companies in the US, but they're very expensive, and I hate it, but I found a company in China that's having it done. And I had to pay for the prototype,
Yeah.
obviously. And, I joke with people, it's the most expensive stuffed animal I've ever paid for, but we found
Oh, here comes Miguel, I think. Yeah.
So see,
Wow, so cute.
Sounds
and
I
this is
love
actually
it.
the second prototype. The first one, the wings didn't flap and his eyes looked very cross-eyed. So, they're very close together and they were cross-eyed.
Okay.
So we're like, no, we need to, revamp it. But I had
Nice.
it done out of China and I can share the information of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be
Could you,
great.
could you send that to all of us? Email it
I will.
or email it to me, Isai, and I can get it out to the whole group?
I will. Yep.
Because I think there's a few of us. I've thought about doing that with my book about dogs. People love dogs. And that was probably
Oh,
one of my
yeah.
big sellers. If you have a book about animals, though, or birds,
You have to
animals,
have the
people
stuffed
are.
animals.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
people
would be
love it.
awesome. And that's
Yeah.
a way of kind of upselling people and helping yourself out as an author to kind of keep yourself going.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long did it take to do the process?
Well, it took probably about 3 weeks to get the first prototype, but it's kind of been lingering on because, as I make money and don't make money and have money and, unfortunately,
Right.
the longer you wait, the more the price goes up and then you have to figure out whether or not, it's going to be worth it. It still is, by the
Do you
way.
mind how much it is to do?
So right now, I think for this one, and it's kind of large. It's
It
probably
is big. That's a
Good
big
one, yeah.
one, yeah.
It's gonna be less than $4 shipped.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Shipped?
Wow.
How
Wow.
many?
How many are you ordering?
500 is the minimum.
Yeah,
Okay. You have to have.
yeah.
You have to have a minimum,
You have to
and
have a
500
minimum,
is
yeah.
the minimum.
That's
Uh,
typical with China. Yeah.
I was gonna
and-
say, you know what, we did, and actually we had a friend who offered it we had a friend who sews and she actually made John's characters. So that's another route. And, we were gonna, she was out of work at the time, but that was something we had discussed and everybody knows someone that sews and does things. So that's another, John, you want to grab them quick? We'll show you what they look like. They're felt.
Perfect.
Okay.
And then someone recently, a couple days ago, told me that there's a company in Mexico that actually makes them, and they're trying to get me the information. And so
Oh,
if I find out that that's a viable,
Yeah. Send it to us for sure.
That's fine.
yeah.
I told them at that point I can drive down there and pick them up. Have somebody,
just gonna-
take them to the.
Oh,
These
yeah,
are them.
yeah.
These
Yeah.
are
Those are
John's
cool.
hand guys.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Aren't they
Those are
cool?
cool.
And
Those
then
are
this is his
cute.
Naoki.
Cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, those came out good, Lauren. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my friend. Like I said, she's back at work. So, it's one of those things though, like you told me that a long time ago. It's sometimes it's hard. It's expensive.
Yeah.
If you're just starting out to try to do that and combine it, because you want to, you want to sell the books, but I mean, you saw that's a really great deal.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great deal. I definitely would love that information.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll
definitely.
share it with y'all. And then, like I said, if this company in Mexico turns out to be a viable company, I'll share that information
Great.
as well. Because I
Perfect,
realize
thank you.
Yeah.
So one other quick thing I wanted to add about the holiday fair is this is a really, I found to be a pretty strong tip, is that if you have your table set up, and very often you might have a little sign that says, mine has a little sign that says local author, book signing today. So I have that, and I'll put that on the table. Watch the first 5 or 6 people that go past your table and see where their eyes go. What's the first thing that they look at on your table? And I was finding they were looking at, one of the books in the back. So I actually took that, I made a second local author sign and I put it there. So when people walking by from either direction, where do their eyes hit on your table? Look at that and look at making, what's the message you want them to take? Is that, they can get a signed copy today or something, then put it there. Or that you're having a sale or whatever. Just put it in that, wherever their eyes look. But look at it when they go past the table and see where the eyes hit. I just
That's
found
a
that-
great idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've moved things around. I've changed my table around multiple times because
I
it
have,
wasn't,
yeah.
people are going by and I'm like, well, they're not seeing what I want them to see. So I move it around. So make it fluid so that you get your buyer in.
And make it colorful, shoppable too.
Yeah.
We found we laid our books out and we actually have sample copies for the book, because you know how people are with books. They think they can just take it, flip it through, and that seemed to work out really good at the last fair we did.
No, I love it when you have somebody come by with a child and they stand there and they read it to the child page by page by
Oh,
page.
yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
then
the
they put it
best.
down and go away and never buy the book. And it's like,
Yeah,
are you
Yep.
kidding me?
I know. Yeah, we've had that. Well, especially with the soft cover, they flip it. They
Yeah, oh, yeah.
actually flip it, and you're like, thanks, don't do that.
It's like, oh man, the only thing I got out of it was that they at least were standing at the table, so someone else came over to the table.
It's hard, you
Yeah.
don't want to be rude either, but you're like, hey, why don't you buy it?
I have one little tip that I learned from another author. I took so some of Isabella's therapists told me, because I'm hoping to do some therapy events, and then I'm doing events through our Summit County Developmental Disabilities group and another local county and stuff like that. So I have some fairs coming up, but
Wow.
they
I need
said,
to
always
piggyback on
try
what
to
you're
have
doing.
something- I'm sorry?
I said, I just need to piggyback on what you're doing. I'm just going to send you my books.
I'll
and
tell
let
you,
sell
man.
them,
Yeah.
okay?
Contact the people, contact any of your local disability groups. I don't know if they have them over there or not, but that's how I've gotten so much stuff from doing. I have some really huge fairs that's coming up here in November and December. So, but her therapist told me to, if you can have something free, like candy or something, people love to get free stuff, and it gets them.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other thing about the kids that I did, I had my illustrator send me some blank sheets of my book, sketches where it's not colored in, actual pictures from my book.
Yeah.
And I have a box of crayons, and I gave coloring sheets out to the kids, and
Yep.
they loved that.
Freebies.
Absolutely loved
Yeah,
that.
freebies.
So
Yep.
they can either take the coloring sheet with them, or we had a little table set up and the kids would sit there and color. So
Yeah.
that was huge. The kids loved the coloring sheets. I even sent a whole stack of coloring sheets to Isabella's school because they wanted them, because kids color, and it might
Yeah.
help them not touch the book so much then, because they're
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always say we personalize our books too. So I always say, John, not only will John sign it, but he'll put in their name, and they'll go, oh, wow, that's great. And you're like, okay. So that people love that. You got to have your system though. With John and I, we're still working on it.
I was at a holiday fair one time and they put me next to a person who had a chocolate fountain,
Oh,
giving
geez.
away samples, and I didn't get any sales. Nobody came to my table.
Sorry, Sherry, I would have just gone for the chocolate fountain.
Right to
too.
the chocolate fountain and ignored me entirely. If you are working with a second state, someone comes along, or now if your husband comes to help sell or whatever, definitely have them come out though behind the table every now and then and stand in front of it, even just to talk to you, whatever. It will generate interest. So,
Okay.
so second person helps as well.
I will bring my kids too. I would love them to dance or
There you go.
wave.
Entertainment built in.
I told them I'm gonna pay you. And they're like, okay, now we're excited. I'm gonna make some t-shirt for them.
There you
And then
go.
one of the book is about kindness. I'm
Mhm.
thinking of maybe writing like, are you ready for the kindness challenge?
Oh,
Calendar
yeah.
challenge.
that's a great idea.
They just do some thumbs up so that people are
Yeah.
like passing our table and ask, what is that about? So that they can just talk about the book and
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
That's a good hook. Yeah.
awesome.
yeah.
All right. Well, lots of great ideas, you guys. Thank you for sharing. See, we're all learning from each other in all of this.
I will
So
let you know.
yeah, we want to hear for
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
I wanted to share something with you. I'm going to see if I can pull them up on the screen here. All right. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if you'd be able to hear it or not, but see this little cutie pie
Oh,
right
wow, what a
here?
cutie.
Oh my God.
He's adorable.
So
Yeah.
this little boy lives a couple of towns over from us in a
Yeah.
town called Amesbury. And he was born, his name is Noah Holt, and he was born with acute flaccid myelitis. So it basically has extensive leg weakness. I'm going to see if I can just play it. I don't know if you're able to hear it. I'm not techno savvy to know if you'll be able to hear this or not on yours, but let me, can you hear that?
Now, I have an echo.
Wait a minute, it's coming. Hold on, let me see. You have a commercial on right now.
Okay. Can you hear it though?
No.
Okay, that's no problem. I'm going to go back. So this little boy was born with acute, what did I say, flaccid myelitis.
Yeah.
So he went to his
Oh.
library in his school. So let me get out of that ad real quick. So he went to his library in his school and he went to look to see about any books of children with disabilities. And he couldn't find anything like at all in his school.
Wow. Sad.
So he decided, oh my God, he's just the cutest little thing. He decided that the school, and he's only, what is he, 7, Dave? I think he's 7.
Yes,
Yeah, he's
he might
7.
be 8 now, but he's
7
7 or
might be
8.
8.
Yep.
Right. So he decided that he wanted to make a difference. And I'll send you guys the link in email so that you can hear him speak. At 7 years old, he is so articulate and so smart. So what he did was they got in touch with a local newspaper and he's asked for donations about books with children with disabilities or something that's a child that's different physically in some way.
Yeah.
And he wanted to take those books and donate them to his library. He ended up getting, as you can see, boxes and boxes of books.
Oh.
And he, you know, he can't give them all to his school, obviously. So his, Dave found out about this little boy. You saw the news article, right, Dave? We saw him on the news or something.
Yeah, yep.
And so
I wrote to his parents, right.
So you contacted the parents and they were thrilled. So we actually had coffee with the dad and the little boy last weekend, I guess it was,
Oh,
right?
nice.
Yep.
Ah, how nice.
Oh my God, 5 minutes into the conversation, I said, I'm in love with this child. Oh, the nicest boy,
Oh.
so polite. And he had his hot chocolate and he just talked about, you know, being different. And he even said, I'm at the age now where I know that I'm different from other people, but it doesn't matter that I'm different. You know, people should just accept everybody the way that they are.
That's right.
So articulate.
Awesome.
So we did talk with the dad, and we'll have some conversation with the mamas too about what they're going to do with all of these books. And, maybe this might be something that would be a good book giveaway or a drive-through book giveaway, as like Isai did or something too. But to maybe somehow use these books to even get into maybe more libraries in some way. We're still just bouncing around, ideas.
Yeah.
But this family was very impressed with Ella's Way. And it's a great contact that we thought we would have right now. We don't exactly know what we're going to do with
Right.
it. We were just
Right.
bouncing around ideas, right, Dave? Do we have nothing special in mind, right?
No, but after meeting them and I wrote back to them and they said they definitely want to have some connection and some collaboration going further in the future. I know one thing that they want to do is they also want to raise some funds for an inclusive playground, because they went to
Wow.
one playground that doesn't allow, it was supposed to be an inclusive playground and it was all deteriorated and everything else. So,
Oh, nice.
so after the town election and that piece, they really wanted to become involved with us and do something together, because ultimately we're like-minded and we want to do the same type of a thing with raising awareness and giving books and things that other kids can read about kids living with disabilities.
He would be an incredible spokesperson for us. He would. So we asked him, and he was kind of shy at the time, but I think we're going to have him at a Zoom meeting to talk with all of you guys, and just
Wow.
so that you can meet him and see. And if nothing else, he's so motivating as to what he wants to see happen in schools. He's actually, last year at the age of 6, he's already done either 1 or 2 school presentations,
Wow.
like auditorium style presentations. So he's
Good
just
for him.
amazing. So so anything, I think he's like the poster child for what we're doing.
Yeah.
So
And
his-
the boy, he was so polite. When I noticed him when adults were talking, he waited until we were done versus interrupting and blurting in and interrupting somebody. But, after we met them and he was on his way out, we were right behind them. And he even noticed that Panera Bread, they didn't even have the handicap accessible doors with the button. He said they should really have doors
Wow.
where you can hit the button. So,
Yeah.
so he's super
Quite an
cognizant
advocate already.
and
oh my God.
aware of
Yes.
those things.
Yeah, so he's just amazing. So with that in mind, then the other thing, we have another one. Hi, Carla.
Come here, Isabella. Sorry,
Hello.
my daughter's crying out here.
You received an article last month, or I think it was last month sometime. You guys received a link that Stanetta had sent us in your email, and it was about in her area. I'm not even sure exactly where it was off the top of my head, but a school had decided to develop a book vending machine.
Oh, yeah.
And there were books and all different types of books in the actual vending machine, so that if a child was displaying like good behavior in the classroom, that they essentially would be rewarded and they could go to the book vending machine and pick a book out. Then I had a lot of feedback from all of you. Some thought it was a great idea. Others thought, well, suppose there's someone that does have some behavioral impulse issues that, they'd almost never get the opportunity and things like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So, there's pros and cons to it, but Dave and I bounced around, and after talking to Noah, we even said, is there a special place in a library where books like we have could be placed, so that any child that goes into the library, they know right where to go to pick up out a book about a children with a disability. They know right where to go if the teacher wants to find a book about kindness, about diversity awareness. It's actually separated out and put into a really special section of the library that says, these are our unique books about these particular topics. so that they don't have to come in and look for, where's that Ada and the Helpers book that we thought about, or I want to find a child that has that issue and they can't find a book about it somewhere. They'd be pulled apart and, easy access like that. And then maybe if there was a child that was being a good friend in the classroom and the teacher says, Noah, you've been such a great help today. Why don't you go pick a book out from the kindness corner in the library and bring it back and we'll read it to the class or something like that. So you still could kind of incentivize the child, or anybody going into the library. And even the librarians themselves might already have books like this and they could pull them out and put them in a special section so they get a little higher priority and a little more visibility. So Dave and I talked about that, and after speaking with Noah, it just made sense that, those, if he has an extra 200 books, those are ones that should definitely be in a special section of a
Right.
library, along with all of our books in the library.
Sure.
So what do you guys think about that? How does that sound to you? Does that make sense?
I was gonna say, I'm gonna jump in because I was CPAC president for a while and I worked with Methuen Library for stuff like that. So we actually went in and kind of almost like took a little bit of an inventory, and they did have something like that set up in a certain section. I love the kindness corner. That's great because that's such a, it's a buzzword now that,
Yeah,
with you guys have embraced so beautifully.
Yeah.
So I think, and I would love to see it, especially since Noah has kicked this off, like have a kindness corner, a diversity corner in each school.
Yep.
That, and then you could even encourage the classrooms to kind of do that because they all do, activities. We're getting ready to do a big one in maybe January in Haverhill, and it's a whole kindness diversity thing. It's
Yeah.
literally about that. And John's probably going to read to the whole school, but they
Great.
have, like a whole thing where they're doing like a craft, and I think that's great. And then that's what a way to tie in with everybody's books.
Yeah, and it not only ties in with us, but businesses right now, this is the year that they're all developing their own, diversity champions and different committee work. Our hospitals are, big into developing all types of diversity awareness groups right now, and we're all having to spend special seminars and things like that. So kind of a perfect timing to really come up with something like this. And Isa, you mentioned before that something like this would be really grantable as well. I think grants would probably jump on that.
I think you could find tons of funding if you, because it's marketable. It's marketable. And I think there would probably be tons of funding out there for something like this.
So there is a group in a town near us in Lowell, Massachusetts, that has what they call a book nook. And these book nooks, it's just like it's almost like a little cart, just a small cart. And what they do is they have businesses host a book nook. And it could be, they could have something made specially, or they could just have a table or whatever. But the business actually buys the books and puts these in the book nook.
Oh, wow.
And it's received a lot of, great reviews. So people are really interested in something like this. Maybe if we looked at some grants and maybe designed kind of our own little book nook, and had an agreement with a company that could build us something, and that it could go directly to a school, like, already made or in pieces that the school could put together easily, and then the books into that or something.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I can probably talk to, again, my niece, who's a principal, and her husband's a principal, and I know several of the principals here in the Houston School District. I think we could probably get something like that done. Again, it's a question of finding the funding and looking at, finding a very specific dollar amount that it would take to get the books that we have, and how many of each of the books, and then what is the display going to be.
Right.
But if we could do that and find the funding, I could get it in some schools here in Houston.
Wow.
Yeah.
And use that as a model to then take across the
Yeah.
country.
Yeah,
Correct.
Wow,
Th-
that'd be
this- this-
great.
Yeah, this kind of goes consistently with, if you remember the first Zoom call we had, I kind of brought up that there's Scholastic, and what we wanted as part of this group is Ella's Way, and then the Author Collaborative is we wanted to be the go-to for the kindness books.
Mhm.
And so when anybody's looking for something relative to disability,
Yeah.
diversity, kindness, inclusion, all that stuff. So we'd be known as, if anybody wants that, they know right to go, they go to us, or the kids will know to go to the kindness corner.
Yeah.
So
I love
it's
that.
consistent with that philosophy.
yeah. Or no, maybe it's something that we have like a table banner made for them, or we have a wall banner made that says
Mhm.
Kindness Corner, something as simple as that, and they have their own table or something, and or they have their own bookshelf or something, and we, we get the books to them. We can kind of design it. But what I was hoping to do is maybe send an email out to all of the authors and see if anybody would be kind of interested in putting some framework around this with me, and see, because I think this has some huge potential, especially this year, for developing, and maybe we call them kindness corners,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's great.
yeah.
something
Yeah,
like that.
kindness corners is cute.
Kindness
people-
corner, and then they just pick a little corner of either a classroom or a corner of a library, and our books are like front and center in those particular areas.
People
And
love
they have
alliteration.
the things that people buy at the little thing that pops up, that you.
Oh, like
on
the
stand.
tent, like the little
Yeah.
tents?
No, not even a tent. It's in a roller and it just rolls out, like a screen. They're,
Oh, yeah,
A
yeah, a
table.
banner, a banner.
yeah, the little banner screens that stand
Yes.
up, and
Yeah.
all it has to do is be well designed and colorful to say the corner, and then it's up to the librarian.
Yeah, yeah, and
the book
I
around
actually
it.
bought one last year for L's Way for my tables. If I do like a PTO conference or something, they're like $100. They're
Oh,
not
they're
really
too bad.
not
Yeah.
too bad at all, and it's very colorful. You could put anything that we wanted on it. We could design it, and you're right, it could just go on the table and just pop up and say, this is the kindness corner. Welcome to the kindness corner, and then all the books could be on the table or a little book, a portable bookshelf or something. So.
I was
Yeah,
wondering
hey,
if
I'm
we could
gonna
do like a
draft
little
you.
cardboard something. I was almost thinking of something like that would appeal to kids, like a little cardboard thing.
Yeah, I think there's
I
all
don't
kinds
know
of
how
ideas.
much that would be. I mean,
Travis just said the Ella's Way bookmobile. Yep.
there you go, Travis. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much potential in all of this, and I think there'd be some grant opportunities. So you see, I am going to draft you. Do you want to help?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to get I'm going to send out, a request for some folks that might want to be interested in working on this, and we'll set up like a separate Zoom just to bounce around the ideas and maybe put some framework around it and see where we can go with this. But I think it's a perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Because-
it's definitely pertinent relative to what's going on today, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I do
I
too.
don't want to say, I don't want to speak prematurely, but I think that the schools have an obligation with their funding to do these kind of things. So I think it will
Right.
fit with some of the things that the
Yeah.
schools already have in place. And so
Right.
I think that they would appreciate something like this.
Oh, like a
And so-
line item, in the school for
Yeah, so
diversity and
like
whatnot.
when
Yeah.
I did the book drive-through,
Yeah.
it met with the school's goals because they have to do something that promotes literacy in the school. And so this kind
Right.
of fit along with that. So they just registered all the parents, and then for the
Yeah.
principal, she could just say, look, this is what I've done for literacy for my campus.
Right.
Right.
During this
And
quarter or
roll it
whatever.
into kindness and diversity.
Exactly. And so
Right.
counseling wise, I know for them to receive certain dollars that they have to show what they're doing. And so
Right.
this would be perfect for that.
Like with the
Yeah.
bullying prevention, everyone had to have bullying prevention guidelines in their schools. And this year they probably have to have more about diversity.
Red
Awareness
Wave
and
League,
such.
and all that those kind of things. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
What are they doing to combat bullying? And they can just point to the kindness corner. So,
Yeah.
Right.
And,
right.
and let's not overlook too, the number of preschools that there are around the country, which even have less restrictions for these kinds of things. A
Right.
lot of preschools, have money to spend, and especially bigger groups like the kinder cares and, all of them. There's a lot
yeah.
of preschools
Little
that will do
Sprouts.
something like, yeah, Little Sprouts, there's a lot of
Sprouts
those.
is a big one.
Wow. So there's definitely a big market for all different kinds. And some of our books are for a little older, some are for a little younger, but they all have similar themes. So, it's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, well, watch for the email on that. Watch for the newsletter. I'll probably, I'll have pictures. Many of you send me pictures, so we'll have some of your authors out and about around town in there. And
Excellent.
questions for me, you guys? We're coming on the hour here right now, so great conversation tonight.
Mhm.
It really was.
Hi, Isabella. There she is.
Yeah,
Thank you.
sorry.
That's her
okay.
mom. We get it.
Hi, cutie.
Hello.
Isabella.
Hi, Isabella.
Wow, talk about a mini me. She looks
Oh my
like
God, she does.
No, she does.
How old is she?
She's 4. She'll be 5 next week. So
Oh,
And I'm going to Disney.
and you're going to
oh, we
do.
heard.
Wow.
How awesome.
I showed
I
them
never-
your book.
I never been to Disney World before.
I know.
Wow.
Would, yeah.
Wow, good for you.
Fun.
That'll
Yeah.
be, and we
No
love the book and we
We do
love your
love that.
shoes, your special shoes.
Congratulations, you're a star.
That's right. You're a star.
Are you trying to show us?
Congratulations.
She knows that. You can tell. She wears it well.
She helped me get the book reading last weekend. I did quite a few book readings that day, but she helped me do one of them and she was so cute.
Oh,
Excellent. It's always good to have a helper.
Yes, yes.
You know what? You're helping all little girls and boys that have the special shoes,
That's
Yes.
right. Huh. Yeah.
Oh, how old was I when I was
2.
2? I was 2 in this picture.
I
Whoa.
love that.
That is awesome.
With my daddy's pilot hat.
He's a pilot.
Oh,
Cool.
pilot.
very cool.
Sorry, she version on me here.
No, that's
Don't be
good.
sorry.
Perfect.
Dude, keeps it all in perspective.
That's
All
right.
been there.
That's right.
Well, you guys are awesome as usual. We've got lots of things going on right now. So, good luck with all of your events coming up, and just try to keep in touch with everybody. And I'll get the newsletter out to all of you in a separate email, requesting some volunteers, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Great. And if you're doing anything special, a special reading somewhere, or you just in a big event, or you put your book is on YouTube or whatever, just send me that information and I'll get it out to the rest of the group, because what you're doing may very well, inspire someone else to think, oh, I haven't tried that before, so I want to try it.
Yeah.
Good.
Sounds
good.
I
I'm
would
gonna-
like to share something is really quick. I'm from Brazil, original, but I'm here in Canada. And then Brazil, they had the celebration for the Kids Day. And then I give them for 24 hours, 2 or 3 books for free. In 24 hours, I get 900 books delivered
Wow.
for the kids as a present.
You gave away
Wow.
900
You
books?
gave 900 books away? Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Well,
Goodness.
you
It's
are
only
a-
in Brazil. It's only in Brazil. This
Yeah.
happened in 24 hours. I opened the book for all the kids. I opened for the Portuguese because I have the Portuguese and English and then French. And then for the Portuguese in 24 hours, 900. I was so happy that
Wow,
being
Wow.
a present for the kids.
that's amazing.
My idea is to give to help the kids read, because the number of kids in Brazil that read books is really, really low.
Yeah.
They say it's only for rich, a kind of hobbit
Wow.
for rich. And then I'm trying to make these more accessible. And then in the end, it was a big event. I was so happy. And then if you
Awesome.
want to share your books, doing these kind of events, work well.
Okay.
Wow. So you had 900 books of you on hand to be able to give away? Because I don't think I have
No, it
900.
was a
Good book.
bookies. Was from I give them for a bookies. They go to Amazon and then I give for free,
Okay.
titles, and then they go and then can download and then they
Their
get these.
ebook.
Ebook.
They're
for the
ebooks.
Oh,
Okay.
all right.
Yeah, not the
Okay.
paper, because it's to send to there is so expensive.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
that's
yes.
Awesome though. That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
But
Congratulations.
it's
a
already
good
like
way
a
to
good
do it.
movement to make them read. They know
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
something they will start to get a little spark to read, you know?
Yeah,
That's right. That's excellent.
that's
Congratulations.
great. We have some other authors that have ebooks, so we can definitely
Yep.
mention that. And I know Linny in India, she would definitely be interested in doing something like that as well. So great. Thank you for sharing that. Congratulations. And people love, they love books and they love free and
Yes.
you're just making a difference. So
Yeah,
thank
then
you for
some
doing
parents,
that.
they don't
Yeah.
have the money to buy any present. They download the book and then they the people don't have money to do a lot of things, but always they have a cell phone with the internet.
That's true.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
And then like they use these to share the story with the kids during bed night, like, okay, I have a gift, a new book.
Oh,
And then this
wow.
kind of thing. And then it was really, really good. And now the next time will be December, that will be Christmas. I like to do like these kind of things. And then
Oh,
it'll be
wow.
one day for my birthday, that is November. And then I will be doing this like to spread the books
Yeah.
and make
Wow.
people read.
Wow. Wow, what a great mission. Talk about kindness. Kudos.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Incredible.
And then I had some books being selected for the Amazon in Brazil to their own promotion. They asked me for 2 or 3 books to do their own promotion as well. Like all there will be books
Oh,
because the
wow.
book there is so expensive. Like
Yeah.
one book in Brazil is $120. 120
Really?
reais. That is kind of so expensive
Wow.
for there. Like the salary
Wow.
there is like 700. Like how they will spend 100
Oh my
to
goodness.
buy a book. Like it's something don't make any sense, but
Wow.
what they
Wow.
have it there.
Do they have to be in Spanish?
No, it's Portuguese.
In
It's
Brazil
Portuguese?
speak
Portuguese, I'm sorry.
It
Okay.
has to be in Portuguese, yeah.
It's
It'd
the
have to be
only
in
country in
Portuguese?
South America that don't speak Spanish.
Of course
Brazil.
not. Yeah, that's right. You know what? I just heard that on Jeopardy. I should have known.
No, it did not this happen all the time. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Congratulations, Carla. That's awesome.
And Carlos, and you're fluent in French as well. So you're also one smart lady at the same time. So
Yeah, like in soon I have the books in Spanish as well, but I didn't have the time to work on get these
yeah.
books available. But I have already, I think 6 or 7 in the Spanish. Yeah,
Good for you.
soon I will have
Well,
them available.
thank you for being so kind. That's exactly our mission. So you're the
Yeah.
superstar this month for sure. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, leaving, because we've gone over the hour, I figured we'd leave on a lighter note. So Sherry says to me, are you going to wear that shirt that's got a beer on it? And I said, listen, it's a Friday.
Of course I am.
I'm using
here's
mine
the
for
deal.
Halloween.
On this shirt that my kids got me,
Oh,
it's
nice.
a beer, but
It's a great
it's
shirt.
it's a life is good shirt. And all the words, I want everybody to think of these words as they move forward. So it says fun, life is good, gratitude, courage, authenticity, humor, openness, compassion, and simplicity.
Oh,
So think about those words as we move forward, especially with what we're doing together, but in your own lives. So I think it's a pretty impressive shirt, even if it is a beer. Good to see everybody. Be healthy.
Good to see you guys. You're awesome as usual. So we'll be in touch. All right.
All right.
All right, everybody. Ciao. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.